She just grabs me and gives me, I was so shocked that like I had one arm wrapped around, she had both arms wrapped around me so tight, squeezing so tight.
She attached a screenshot of her conversation with Erika. So Jillian says, "Thank you." Erika says, "You have the most stunning features." Jillian says, "Best compliment ever." Erika says, "Your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful." Jillian responds with the crying emoji, "You're making me cry."
And like to reinforce the fact that this girl, Jillian, is years old and Erika is 25. It's worth mentioning that at this point in her biography, Erika is also working with charities. This is that year where she says that she got involved with a charity over in China.
He suddenly just grabs me out of nowhere. I'm thinking, excuse me? I was completely caught off guard. My arm was loosely wrapped around myself, but she had both of her arms locked around me with this intense grip, squeezing so tightly it felt almost overwhelming. I could feel every inch of my body trembling as if I was shivering uncontrollably. She held on so firmly because even she could sense how shaken I was inside. My whole body was literally shaking, unsteady, like I was trying to hold myself together but couldn't. It wasn't just any hug, it was almost like this breathtaking, intense embrace that stopped me in my tracks. Then, slowly, I pulled my face away, and that's when I realized, staring back at me in the mirror, there was this huge blotch of smudged makeup from where her hand had rested against my cheek. There, right on her shirt, was a picture of herself sharp and clear, staring back in a way that hit me straight in the heart. In that moment,
I started crying, my whole body is shaking. She's grasping me so hard because my whole body is shaking. My whole body is shaking. It was like a very amazing hug, and she just like hugs me, and then I like pull my face away, and I noticed like a big spot of my makeup on her shirt. It's her photo. So I felt really bad, but like I was like, oh my god, like I'm going to start crying. I was like kind of like freaking out, but I didn't say that yet. I was like just kind of freaking out. Like we were shaking, like shaking. My whole body was shaking. Even people were like, oh my god, like she's shaking, and then I'm like, stop, because I could tears coming down my eyes. So then she gives Kylie a hug.
A wave of emotion crashed over me. I felt this overwhelming mix of sadness and disbelief, like I was about to burst into tears any second. Inside, I was totally panicking, trying to keep it together, but honestly, I felt like I was losing control. My hands were trembling, not just a little, my whole body felt like it was about to shake apart. People nearby even noticed and whispered, "Wow, she's really shaking." I kept telling myself to calm down, to stop the tears before they fell, because I didn't want to break down completely right there. And just as I was struggling, the moment shifted, she stepped forward and wrapped Kylie in a warm, comforting hug, turning everything into something so much more tender than I ever expected. You're watching Destination TV, brought to you by Miss Arizona USA 2012. Stay with us because there's much more gripping drama unfolding ahead. Now, back in 2013, Jillian found herself caught up in what initially seemed like harmless everyday chats. But those innocent talks soon took a turn many now describe as unsettling and highly inappropriate, the kind of conversations no 5-year-old should be having with someone as young as Jillian. As weeks passed, the tone of Erika's messages to Jillian grew increasingly strange and uncomfortable. Reports say Erika began focusing more on Jillian's appearance, zeroing in on her lips and the tone of her skin, making remarks that sent warning signals.
So apparently, Erika Kirk, since taking over as CEO of Turning Point USA, her past has really come under scrutiny because she used to do some charitable work for some for some organizations that she founded that led her to doing some ministry work over in Romania. At the same time, reports out there saying that the mission that she sent over there was forced out of Romania because places where her ministry was going, disappearing and winding up in places like Israel or overseas. They were being trapped.
Even when Jillian was trying to enjoy a family vacation in Puerto Rico, escaping to relax and unwind, the unsettling communication didn't stop. It followed her every step of the way. The messages, it seemed, never truly ceased. Based on the screenshots that surfaced, Erika kept the lines of communication open, continuing to reach out time and again. Even though miles separated them, the conversation somehow carried on, bridging that gap with words. Then Jillian's birthday arrived, and Erika marked the occasion in a way that felt deeply personal, sending heartfelt gifts that included a carefully penned letter and a luxurious box of chocolate-covered strawberries. At first glance, this appeared to be an extraordinarily thoughtful and tender gesture, the kind you might see in a coming-of-age film or a story about the blossoming of a genuine sisterly bond. But that initial warmth quickly began to fade as more of their conversations came to light. The tone of the messages revealed layers beneath the surface, shifting from sweet and kind to something far more complicated and tense.
Erika Kirk, Miss Arizona USA 2012, and you're watching Destination TV. Stay tuned for more action.
On February 13th, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erika's tweets by saying, @ErikaFrancV, gorgeous as always. A few hours later, she then tweeted, "Why did @ErikaFrancV just send me this?" Laughing emojis, and there is a photo which says, "This Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt." Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erika says, "Let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a sec. Wow." And then Jillian says, "Okay," and puts laughing emojis. Erika then says, "You, but not from you, LOL. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet."
At this point, the dynamics of their relationship seemed to undergo a significant change. Their conversations, once casual and friendly, reportedly grew increasingly personal and intense. It was during this period that Erika is said to have started imposing certain demands on Jillian. Most striking among them was a request that Jillian refrain from making any new friends. Looking back at the messages now, including Jillian herself, who is reflecting on the experience a decade later, many see this as a turning point. What initially appeared to be an act of kindness or generosity began to feel far more controlling and troubling. In fact, psychological experts who have since reviewed the situation describe it as following a very familiar and concerning pattern, one commonly associated with manipulative relationships that gradually tighten their grip under the surface. Methods ranging from subtle physical comments and strategic gift-giving to carefully orchestrated isolation. These are classic signs of grooming, designed to build trust and dependency. This exact approach was reportedly used with the Romanian angels, showering them with gifts, affection, and constant promises of a brighter, more hopeful future.
On April 5th, 2014, Jillian posted this tweet, "Getting this in the mail from Erika Francvi." And in the photo is a red box of chocolate-covered strawberries and other chocolate desserts. And the card in the photo says this, "Happy Sweet 16, beautiful girl. Keep strong in faith and know that you're loved. But most of all, never forget that you are perfect and amazing just the way you are. I am so proud of you. Today is the first day of another 365-day journey around the sun. Enjoy the trip, boo. Love you, E." On April 3rd, 2014, Jillian tweeted this picture and said, "I miss this." A few minutes later, she tweeted, "Did Erika just text me #no new friends? Oh my fucking god, I can't."
But as the years passed, unsettling stories began to surface. Local news outlets quietly reported that some children from the orphanage were mysteriously vanishing from their homes, only to reappear at an American military base located in Cogunăceanu. This base was under the command of Colonel Otto Bușa, a figure Erika openly acknowledged and even expressed gratitude towards on her Romanian Angels website. When you start to piece together these connections between Erika's methods, the gift-laden grooming of the children, and the sudden disappearances linked to this military base, the true depth of the story begins to emerge, hinting at something far more complex and troubling beneath the surface. As we begin to trace the connections to the Rothschild family, the pieces of this dark puzzle start falling into place, and what emerges is a picture far more unsettling than anyone could have anticipated. Maria Farmer, one of the very few survivors who bravely spoke out against Jeffrey Epstein, confirmed long-held suspicions during an intense interview. She revealed that Epstein wasn't just acting alone or as a rogue player. Instead, he was operating as an Israeli asset, under the influence of a powerful, secretive dynasty, the Rothschild family, the very lineage often credited with shaping the formation of modern Israel. Adding another layer of intrigue, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's close accomplice, strangely hinted that the Rothschilds provided crucial protection to her own family, suggesting this connection could explain why Maxwell seems to receive certain privileges even while confined behind bars. Epstein's story, intertwined with these legendary circles of influence.
I didn't ask her, but I told you I called her, I instantly reached out because sometimes I just can't follow instructions the right way. And I asked her about how she felt about it, 10 years removed from a situation. And she responded exactly how you might expect. She said at the time, as a 15-year-old, she was blown away by this amazingly beautiful, older, semi-famous person that was giving her all of this attention. And Jillian today is now 27 years old, and she fully appreciates how absolutely weird this was and how absolutely weird it is. And she's going back and she is wondering, what exactly was this all about? What exactly was Erika harnessing her teenage emotion for? Why is she continually telling her that she's beautiful, that she has perfect lips?
Only deepens the mystery surrounding his true role and the vast network that seemingly held the strings behind the scenes. In an email that left no room for doubt, Erika explicitly stated that she was representing none other than the Rothschild family, specifically Lynn Forrester Rothschild herself. This is the very same Lynn Rothschild who appears in the infamous Epstein files as the owner of the Corcoran Group, a prominent real estate firm. Interestingly, Erika was employed there as a real estate agent from 2018 all the way through 2025. Despite spending years within this high-profile company, she astonishingly never closed a single property sale or acquisition under her name.
From Congressman Jamie Raskin, addressed directly to President Trump, Raskin says the whistleblower at Maxwell's new prison camp alleges that her extraordinary treatment includes customized meals delivered directly to her, visits to the prison exercise area after hours with a prison guard escort, and even access to a service dog in training to play with.
Moreover, it has now come to light that Erika's ties to these powerful networks run even deeper. Through her cousin, Nicole Rothstein, she is connected to both the Rothschild and Rothstein families, revealing a web of family alliances and influence that adds an entirely new layer to what was once just a straightforward career path. The story surrounding Next Model is nothing short of astonishing and is definitely one for the history books. Next Model, owned by Faith Cates, has been reportedly linked in some very intriguing ways to Jeffrey Epstein. Sources say Epstein was not just a distant acquaintance, but was regularly welcomed into Faith's office and even invited to family gatherings, indicating a much deeper connection.
This article that was posted shortly after Charlie Kirk's assassination by USA Today states that Erika Kirk worked as a real estate agent in New York City for the Corcoran Group. So if we're to believe the story that she works as a real estate agent for the Corcoran Group, then her boss would be Pamela Liebman, because Pamela has been the president and CEO of the Corcoran Group since 2000. At least that's what the public has been told. Now, in this Epstein document that's doing an official name search and alias for Lynn Forrester, aka Lindy Rothschild, it states that under her work affiliations that she is the Corcoran Group Inc. president. If Erika was involved in anything sketchy and she needed to receive payment, having her work for the Corcoran Group as a real estate agent would be a very easy way to launder money, right?
Candace has shared that Erika was often seen attending meetings at Next Model Management, where she played a crucial role in organizing and managing apartments specifically for young models coming from Eastern Europe. When you step back and take a broader view, Erika's association with people who moved within Jeffrey Epstein's circle starts to feel like more than just a random coincidence. Those who have been closely watching all the pieces fall into place are starting to recognize a pattern that's hard to ignore. As the investigation deepened, it became clear that the social circles of several key players overlapped in ways no one had fully realized before.
And Nicole Rothstein, as it turns out, is her cousin. How do we know that? Well, she responded to this clip featuring Erika Kirk talking about her Shabbat Shaloming. And she responded by saying, quote, "As her cousin, who is fully Jewish, half of her family is Jewish. While she herself is a Christian, she has celebrated many Jewish holidays with our side of the family and highly respects the Jewish religion."
Erika was in charge of quote unquote modeling apartments for a bunch of underage Eastern European girls who were being brought to and shuffled through Next Model Management, which was owned and operated by a woman named Faith Cates, right?
Charlie Kirk, surprisingly, seemed caught right in the eye of this intricate web. His perspective on Israel had begun to shift dramatically just months before his sudden and mysterious demise. Around the same time, he was growing increasingly vocal about the Epstein case, demanding full transparency, calling for every file to be opened without redactions, revealing all the names involved. This was no small matter. It showed a man becoming restless with half-truths and secrecy, driven by a determination for truth, despite the risks. These fierce demands and evolving beliefs painted a picture of a man who had the best intentions, fueled by the loyalty and genuine concern of his closest followers. It's important to remember,
Mr. President, the emphasis on Epstein is truly the best intentions of your most loyal followers. Have an understanding of your supporters and your followers here and know that they're not trying to take you out.
supporters who push for transparency and accountability are not enemies trying to bring you down. They are often the ones who believe deeply in you and want to see justice prevail. Understanding this complex dynamic is crucial, as it shines a light on the tangled relationships and forces at work behind the scenes, making his story all the more compelling and tragic. If you found this deep dive into the layers of this story intriguing, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more revealing content, and share this video with friends who love a good mystery. Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about this tangled web and the real cost of seeking truth. Your engagement helps us bring even more eye-opening stories to light.